Yeah, he was like big, socialist and anarchist,
Okay,
and he
now
joined.
now we're actually live. But continue. Repeat what you were
Yeah, so
saying.
I was, I was talking about Mark Augier, who
Yeah.
was, socialist and anarchist, but he was also member of SS. He
Really?
believed that SS could create some sort of socialistic anarchist society.
Hmm.
And when we are talking about when we are
That sounds
topic
like
on
schizophrenia to me. But continue.
I mean, I'm always talking about political benefits of schizophrenia, but but
Very
the thing is,
postmodern.
Yeah.
yeah, the thing is, economically, like the Vichy government was rather syndicalist. Like out of all Axis powers, and I know it's kind of the war, but the way it was organized was kind of neo-socialist, technocratic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was kind of it kind of was a weird fusion of Catholic integralism and secular technocracy.
Okay. Fair. Fair. Okay. So. Wait. So you, just one second. So the you think the Vichy government was technocratic syndicalism?
To a degree, yes. I mean, of course, it had flaws, and as an ideology, it should be criticized. But I believe in its implication, it was rather strangely in its economy. It was strangely socialistic.
the the thing, okay, the leadership was made of like disenfranchised socialists who moved
Yeah.
towards nationalism, but the economy itself, to me, seems like I know you hate when I say this because you don't think there's any relation, but the economic principle of distributism.
Again, you kind of mix it with like there is like literally no fascist movement that tried to combine the economics of Catholic distributism with fascism.
But I'm saying
But
that
you could
this
make a case.
for Vichy France, it seems like fundamentally the capitalist was the economy was a capitalist mode of production. It
I
was
would say in aesthetics, in rhetorics and aesthetics, it was Catholic because it was still traditional government, but in actual mode of production, it was pretty secular technocracy because we had to distinct the aesthetics of the government and the actual mode of production.
okay. But again, looking at the economy, it just seems they embrace guilds and distributist attitudes towards property
I
because it
mean,
was
guilds
all
themselves.
because it was all based in Christian social teaching, Catholic
I
social
mean,
teaching.
you have to understand that guilds were kind of historically not at best terms at church, because church was institution by itself, and it kind of was taxing the guilds, and then that's why actually Protestantism was actually formed, because the rich guilds of the North Germany didn't want to pay taxes to the Rome, so they wanted to promote some sort of theology that could actually liberate them, and that's what they got. Now, so I wouldn't say the guilds are necessarily associated with Catholic teachings. I would say that in aesthetics, it was kind of looking like some sort of religious distributism. But when you actually look at the core of it, it was technocratic programs that these neo-socialists promoted even in 30s.
Yeah, I don't think the neo-socialism was very genuine. It just seemed
I mean,
like the capitalists seemed very happy when the occupation occurred and the Vichy government was Not the Vichy government, the Vicky government. Is it Vicky or Vichy?
I say Vichy, but
Vichy. Okay, I'll say Vichy as well.
I mean, fuck grammar. Didn't I already told you we should abolish
Yeah.
the grammatic language and then institute the language of statics?
Yeah, the what is it? Vum.
Yeah,
Vum?
Zaum.
Yeah. Zaum.
Zaum is actually the Russian word for beyond mind.
Oh, interesting. But the Vichy government, I think, was in the South. It was a friendly regime to the the monopoly industrialists, the hegemonic industrialists. I think.
I mean, I wouldn't disagree.
I'm not
But-
I'm not very familiar with all the small minute details of the Vichy
I was
government,
actually looking
but-
a lot of into fascist movements in France, and they actually developed the most concrete economic theories for fascism. But that's not the topic of discussion. The thing is, did it evolve industrialist? It did. Did fascism had own mistakes historically? Yes. But when, for example, you look at USSR, you don't say this is the final result of Marxism. You will just say it's one branch of many. And that's how I observe fascist countries we had. Actually, just two, Germany and Italy.
The thing is that there are statistics proving that the Nazis in Germany privatized a whole bunch of industry.
It did. It
And
did.
Mussolini
However,
privatized a whole bunch of industry. So when you're
Oh,
trying
no,
to make
and,
the
no.
case that fascism is socialist or is a different mode of production, you want this authentic, pure syndicalism. I don't think that's possible. And if you look at its application in history, it just turns out to be a very brutal, statist application of capitalism.
first of all, brutalism and sadism, I mean, are they based? Maybe. But the thing is, first of all, about Mussolini, you made a grave mistake. Are you familiar with the fact that in the 30s, Italy was second in nationalization in the world after the Soviet Union? Or are you familiar with industrials commenting on Mussolini's regime in the 30s, like we paid fascists? No. For example, industrials would say we paid fascists to fight communists, but maybe now we should pay communists to fight fascists. Or are you familiar that high figure individuals such as Rossoni being promoted to higher membership of the movement, while these more reactionary elements were actually sent away into faraway colonies? For National Socialism, I would say there was privatization, but it would be foolish to think this privatization as one what happened in Eastern Europe after the fall of Soviet Union, because this nationalization in Germany was still subordinate to the state. Yeah, you could have private industry, but you still had to obey these laws, or you would be eliminated, and you would still have to abide to the state plans in your private industry. And actually, a great book called Wages of Destruction described these economics. It wasn't written by a Nazi, so you don't think it's biased. This book describes the economics of fascism, economic of Third Reich, and he actually speaks of large scale welfare state, where workers.
Welfare state isn't socialism, though. Socialism you could even have socialism and not even have a welfare state. But a welfare state is just it can be utilized by socialism or capitalism.
I mean, but yeah, that's why we say we are fascist. We are not,
Yeah, but
we are not Marxist.
You at least believe in syndicalism. You believe in.
I mean, I believe in fascist syndicalism. I don't believe in anarcho-syndicalism, or I don't believe in Marxist syndicalism. I believe in fascist syndicalism, where the syndicates of producers.
Which, although I believe is impossible, I still identify as a idea of some sort of radical transformation of.
Why do you think it's impossible?
Because it's this weird fusion of reactionary tendency and like progressive ideology.
Would you say that syndicalism is the form of organizing labor production?
Yeah.
So by itself is just a method. Then totalitarian state could use syndicalism as a method to be more productive.
I mean, that's fair, yeah. But again, I just believe your entire, like it just not necessarily the totalitarian part, but just the reactionary tendency of Orthodox Christianity and mysticism and stuff like that. Yeah, I am high, really high, and so like a combination of Orthodox Christianity, mysticism, but on one hand like heavy productivism and nihilism, materialism, and revolutionary ideology and futurism.
Do I need to describe my full belief system so you can
Yeah, I know, but
understand
it's just like it's very like based and well informed, but it's just very schizophrenic.
I mean, I believe in political schizophrenia, and
Yeah,
if
I
I
know.
had
I
to,
know very well.
and if I had to, yeah, and if I had to have some mental illness, I would choose schizophrenia, or dissociative identity disorder, where I have split personalities, because that would be epic. Imagine like doing the podcast and I was saying something and then like my alternative personality comes in, like you would have several guests in one, which would be interesting. But sadly, I don't think I have any mental illness. At least, I mean, it's questionable how like individual with mental illness can actually recognize his mental illness, or if I even do have one. I just hope I don't have autism, because autism is inherently anti-futuristic. It's very, slow.
I agree with that, yeah. But I'm going to so we have these two like silenced political prisoners that we will allow to speak for a moment, and I think we can let Kareem speak first.
All right. I mean,
we'll
sure.
Because Hawsse is absent, so one part of the
Oh
Trinity,
shit! I didn't know I was muted.
Yeah, Hawsse. Okay, Hawsse was like just fucking sleeping. part of the Trinity was sleeping, but the Trinity
No, I'm here.
will call
I
upon
promise.
the guest, Pajit, who we will unmute. Okay. Hello. Well, Pajit. His
Hi,
name.
Fire.
Yeah. What's good?
So you're having a debate on Vichy France.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not. This is just the return.
Oh, it's like how Skeletor's political worldview is very inconsistent with itself.
Well, yeah, but
It's not.
But
It's not.
This,
How is it inconsistent? How is it inconsistent?
You
mean,
just said it was
non-white person calling me inconsistent.
Fucking got
If
him.
there was
His
any,
fucking life just ended right before his eyes.
if there was any justice in this world, your people would be slaves now to me. But sadly, there is no
Says the
justice in this
Serbs.
world.
Serbs are not white.
Says
I mean, that's
Pajit.
true. Let
Yeah.
the record show that Serbs are not white.
Yes, we are not white.
Croatians are the only white people in Yugoslavia.
Yeah, the Pajit will tell me who is white and who is. Why don't you post your skin color, right? Yeah, let's see your skin color, Pajit. If you are of, Brahmin
it's more than
caste.
just skin. It has a lot to do with physiognomy and like culture and
It sounds like coke.
yeah.
Cope. Also,
Wrong.
Indians, culture, those two don't go into same sentence. I mean, Hinduism, what kind of stuff is that?
All I'm saying is like, no matter if I go out in the jungle and I like put on like a tote or like a skirt, like a leaf skirt, and like start doing like dances around the fire, it's not gonna make me African. I'm gonna be white.
Yeah.
No.
And you should be proud. You should be proud. I personally believe that blacks make perfect fascists, especially in USA. But in Africa, we should do some colonization. I fully believe they should be colonized.
So,
But yeah, how is my world inconsistent?
It's very, very schizophrenic because you want, on one hand, this very progressive, Slavic, pan-Slavic, syndicalist empire, but on the other, you want to engage in colonialism, which I think is a very reactionary.
How are those contradictory? Tell me, please. Why can't I have productive state that will use the resources of Africa for own production?
How would syndicalism be organized in Africa?
It wouldn't be. We would have colonies that would oppress the blacks and use the resources.
I like how you're very honest.
I mean, I don't like.
Which is why, like, fascists are usually very dishonest people. But
Yeah, that's
why
true.
I like Skeletor is he's very honest and very. That I can admire.
I mean, tell me, how is that contradictory? Like, do I need syndical organization of people that will oppress them? I mean, I guess we could have like some sort of syndicate of these colonial soldiers to have these representation. I mean, they have their needs.
How would syndicalism work in Serbia?
The racist syndicate is what you want? Like, the syndicate of racism?
I mean, syndicate of those who would oppress these blacks. But things about Serbia is that Serbia, sadly, due to Tito and other circumstances, isn't that industrial developed. However, we need to start industrial development of Serbia. Once that is achieved, I mean, are we speaking realistically how I would see things happen, or ideally?
Realistically.
Realistically speaking, if we are talking about retreat of liberalism, from Eastern Europe and clash with, China, there will certainly be power vacuums that can be exploited. One of these power vacuums would probably be arisen in the Balkans. There we can have a chance for formation of Romania, Serbia and Greece as a geopolitical bloc that could subordinate Albania, Croatia and Bulgaria. And under such circumstances, such geopolitical bloc could be, at best, a regional power that could trade with Russia for its industrialization, while providing Russia necessary warm port to the Mediterranean Sea.
Sounds like a grand future that your people play.
So, yeah, that does not sound realistic either.
I mean, we are speaking if two things happen, that liberalism will have its decline, and that such retreat would cause crisis that would again, have a re-emerging of,
I don't really
radical
see it
right
declining
and radical.
anywhere. In fact, it seems to be the case that right liberalism is winning in most elections.
Where?
England. Let me see. Oh, Hungary, they're right-wing liberals over there. According to what I understand.
I have to say, I'm not that racist guy, but sometimes when I speak to you, I'm really into these IQ numbers, because of course liberals
he's right,
still
though.
win.
He's right. Liberalism is not going anywhere. That's a pipe dream.
First of
Liberalism
all,
is
of course,
not in
liberal
any kind of
candidates.
decline. Liberalism is hitting new peaks of power.
Like the case,
Arguably, no.
you could make a case that progressive liberalism is dying, but not really
No,
liberalism.
not holistically the entire liberal movement.
Listen, first of all, of course, that liberal candidates will win in liberal countries. That's no brainer. Like, I don't hope for electoral victory.
No,
There
that's
are
not what we're
geopolitical
talking about, though.
movements. Here's what I'm talking about. There are geopolitical movements of anti-liberal,
which have 5
anti-liberal,
people maximum.
not in these liberal countries. For example, there are certainly, first of all, there is centralization of power in Russia, which is very anti-liberal in its nature.
Russia is a dying country.
I wouldn't say it's dying country. It's not yet dead. I wouldn't be so.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, that's what dying means. Not yet dead.
I mean, I wouldn't be so pessimistic about it, but even so, there is also great hope in China, because Chinese expansion in Central Asia and Siberia is going almost
The thing with
unmatched.
China is that it's more or less economic influence, not really ideological influence upon other countries.
And that's what we need. We need a clash between Chinese and Americans. In such clash, we could potentially see again shifts in these border regions.
America doesn't need to fight anyone. America, like, there's not going to be this grand military standoff between the Chinese and the Americans.
I wouldn't say
I'm
it would
here
be
to
military
intervene.
standoff.
I'm intervening in the debate. Again, Kareem, Kareem does not want to be referred to as Kareem, so I will now refer to Pajit as Pajit.
Okay.
Pajit, what is your ideology, Pajit? What is your
His past ideology.
Oh,
He's beyond.
His ideology has always been unclear to me. He's just a red
no.
conservative.
I'm not telling you what it is.
No.
See, he's not a fucking. He's not a goddamn ideology spur.
Yeah,
It's
he
pretty basic.
just wants to be contrarian.
Okay, yeah. He's best described as a general contrarian who hangs around and
Yeah.
Cause you remember when you fucking told me that being being ideological was just like being related to like believing shit.
Also,
Believing shit
Pajit,
for no reason.
wasn't you who said that you were Marxist but not communist?
No, I never said that.
You said that. I clearly remember.
Oh,
the second,
nope, I've never said it.
The second
You said it.
guest is Professor Dr. Mao, who I will now unmute.
So, the whole thing with fascism is that it's not really a viable alternative to liberalism.
I agree. Yeah,
It's not.
It's just impossible. It's like reactionary.
There's no fascist like currently. None of them really exist.
Yeah.
And even the fascist states that did exist, they just got BTFO'd.
Yeah,
Like-
of course. When we waged these anti-imperialist wars for imperialism, I mean,
but,
of
like,
course that
I mean, you have to consider the fact that Hitler removed 54 million white people from the face of the earth, so that has to be something for fascism.
also
Okay, but-
6 million. I'm not denying it. I'm going to say it happened based. Get over it. Like it happened. It was based. Like I would sacrifice 6 million more for aesthetics of that kind.
Yeah, but the Nazis weren't based because their country collapsed in a ridiculously short amount.
Yeah.
I
their
mean,
country-
fuck it. I mean,
it exponentially its rise and fall was exponential. Like at the beginning, it was an exponential growth and centralization of power, and then it was like some stabilization of the Great Depression, and a very exponential decline. It was.
I mean,
Basically-
yeah.
basically-
We listen. If we are going to judge it on the past mistakes, I mean, we know how Soviet Union
No.
fell and everything.
What happened is that German industrialists utilized a fringe, like weird political movement to basically assert its hegemony during a crisis. That's basically what the German Reich was.
Even comparing it to the USSR is a bit disingenuous.
Yeah,
Because
entirely.
the Soviets went on to arguably, I mean, depending on how you define the space race, having won
I
multiple
mean,
continents
okay,
and
okay, okay,
literally
okay, okay.
challenging
Listen,
the
listen.
U.S.
This is my argument against space race. Okay, you didn't had balls to put nukes in space. You didn't had balls to start the nuclear war. What did you actually want by going to space? All
But
right, we
nuclear
went to space.
war is just a
What
deterrent.
practical uses did you gain from going to space? No military position, no nothing.
Pierre, I'm going to make a statement on that earlier thing about where Hitler was like a pawn of the industrialist, which is the very common Marxist narrative. I'm going to I actually they've done research on this, and it's more accurate to say that Hitler was a representative of the petty bourgeois interests because most of the donations for the NSDAP, um, even towards 1932, came from small business owners.
Yeah, that's fair too, but there were a small cabal of German industrialists, but ultimately the class interests of the regime was in favor of the petty bourgeoisie. I would agree with that. But again, it was a Caesarist measure.
Hmm. Of course,
But
they were
even
kind of hoping on for that one general to like put him in control, but then he died, and that was funny.
Yeah. Yeah, when he died, they just wanted to restore the aristocracy.
Aristocracy.
wait,
So wait, okay, so do you believe in the Valloisian idea of the proletarian aristocracy?
No, I don't. I believe in
Producer
futurist aristocracy.
aristocracy.
Yeah, I believe in that, but it would be secondary to party aristocracy. Everybody younger than 35 in the party is, aristocracy of the trenches, as Mussolini would say. What I'm talking about would be like how Sorel would say it, the morality of knights and monks. In a sense, these young revolutionary fanatics would be this aristocracy. They wouldn't gain it by birth, but by their merit. Now, you could say that in this system that I propose, such aristocracy would develop based on their relationship with means of production, but that would be wrong because in such state that I propose, the means of production are socialized to syndicates. So this aristocracy doesn't control the means of production. However, what they do control, or better to say, what they are given, is sort of social acceptance to put to enter this institution that is fascist political party. But I do believe that some sort of technocratic producer aristocracy would also develop based on their merits, not their wealth.
Okay, interesting. Hawsse, what is your opinion on Skeletor's
On Skeletor's what?
his proposed idea of a futurist and producer aristocracy?
Of a futurist and producerist technocracy. Aristocracy. Okay. I don't. I'm still struggling to really to know what the fuck he's talking about. Honestly,
Okay,
it's drawing on from so many different places and so many different From what I understand of what he described of it earlier, it seems like of his ideal system, which if you want to talk about ideal systems, it's fine. It gets a little larpy when you get into the fine details. But from what I understand of how he described it, what you have is you have a somewhat democratically managed syndicate kind of style system in which things are organized directly democratically at the workplace level, and these workplaces in turn sort of go up into higher organized syndicates, but still decentralized at the city level. There's so many levels and complexities and nuances to your ideology, Skeletor, that I'm not really sure where to start.
See,
When
that's why
analyzing.
I believe that I am truly an intellectual of higher order. Now,
B.
now, now, I think that the fascism of the past century is for the past. I believe in the construction of postmodern fascist movement with postmodern fascist ideas. Such movement already manifests itself, like in like Russia in the 90s, in Nazbol movement, very postmodern, very fascistic. I love it. We need to develop it more. Now, alt-right was a serious blow to fascism. Yeah, the whole approachment of libertarians to our side, terrible, terrible. But I believe that it can be salvaged, that postmodern fascism can arise. What we need to do is still influence the people and be honest. I don't care about optics anymore. I am tired of pretending that Holocaust didn't happen. It happened and it was based. And not just Holocaust, but many other genocides.
Holocaust.
Yeah, and not just that. I mean other genocides as well, like those in Srebrenica, Armenia, Cambodia. All happened. All are based. And do you know why? Because genocide is ultimately the zenith of political. What kind of music is this?
I just typed in Tutsi power.
No.
Truly unprofessional.
Okay,
People,
at
very
least
unprofessional.
it was Tutsi power and not if it was
Not Takashi.
it was Hutu power, it would have been interesting.
I know, but both ways it's good.
Actually, a quick interjection here, if I may. So
Yeah.
the biggest issue I have with Skeletor's thought is just the fixation on things being or not being fascist. Because my issue and why I brought up the space race is that realistically the only ones who could contend with the development achieved under capitalism were actually just the Marxists. And the only threat to the US basically was the USSR in the 20th century.
Can you actually tell me what actually you gained from space race? What
No. What I'm
position
saying,
did you gain?
the point is not that the space race is a victory in of itself. It's that the development that they achieved, that even in a time where I wouldn't even support the Soviet Union, they were still eons ahead of the fascists.
I like how
Because
you're
they
so
were,
fanatic
like-
nationalist that
We
you,
sent
you
few
only
dogs.
support the
We sent few
USSR
dogs in.
before 53
We sent few
when-
dogs in
and then
space.
hated after
Yeah, it's
afterwards
truly,
just because you hate
it's truly
Christians
showing
that
your
much.
ideological superiority by sending dogs and people into space. We sent people to
Yeah,
death
but
camps.
look at
That's where it
Salazar,
matters.
for example. The country literally
Who?
did not have electricity.
Yeah, Salazar was just reactionary Catholic. There were only two fascist states I recognize: Italy and Germany. All
But
others
both
are
spectacular failures.
failures, you say.
Like
Both died.
even phalangism was more based. Because at least
How
they
is it
maintained
based?
power.
First of all, the
And Franco
fascist
was religious
regimes in Italy
degenerate.
and Germany they generated welfare for the productive members of society. Now, were there issues of the system? Yes. Mussolini had to compromise with the monarchy, had to compromise with certain reaction elements to gain to power. Yes, he did. Was it our original intention? No, it wasn't. Our original plan was to create.
This is kind of fucking tiresome, isn't it? No.
Yeah. Because
Like we're like,
Yeah.
we're engaging in dick measuring contests between
Yeah.
which
I
ideology
mean,
is better.
it was
which
nothing
country.
about mass space race. Like,
Yeah.
who cares about
Like,
space?
it's irrelevant what ideology whichever country that had what success had, because the ideology had less to do. It had whatever successes any nation or nation state have achieved had less to do with their ideology and more to do with what they had access to in terms of materials and resources.
False.
And also,
Yes.
well,
Yeah, but the
also
Nazis
general material
had access to
resources.
Germany.
But I would argue
Yeah,
that the social structure, like the fact that the Soviet Union was a socialist nation that contributed to
I mean,
It certainly contributed. I'm not saying that any way to run a country is as good as any other, but what I'm saying is that the primary factor between in major international struggles between ideologies isn't actually their tenability as an ideological like framework for building society. Rather, what do the people pushing this ideology have access to?
I have to disagree because a lot of ideologies they do
Okay,
write
I
a lot
wanna-
about praxis.
Let me just get one thing in here. Kamehameha said that, what about Peronist Argentina? Peronism is okay, basically all it is just national, like, dude, just like print money, like, bro, like print money, like, bro.
Also, here is a
Just
perfect
modern
fascist society.
National print money.
Perfect fascist society. Juche, North
No,
Korea.
say it,
North Korea
say it.
is perfect fascist society. North Korea, perfect society.
How so?
Yes.
It has many fascistic elements. Nationalism, which cannot be denied because their socialism definitely isn't international in nature. It's nationalism. There is strong leadership cult. You can't really deny that as well. There is fusion between brutalist modernism with certain elements of Korean mysticism and their past, and general militarization of the society. Simply, North Korea is everything that Mussolini would wanted.
Yeah, but fascism in this sense is very nebulous. Like you could easily just apply a lot of that to the USSR, like how
I
fascist
mean,
in the 30s were like.
Musolini said that Stalinism is form of Slavic fascism.
He
Now,
says,
Then why don't you
but
recognize
is
them
this
as
useful?
fascist?
I admire Stalin. He was good leader, and I admire Stalin.
Okay,
I
wait.
think
Earlier
he
you
had.
said that the only fascist states you recognize are Germany and Italy.
I wouldn't say that Soviet Union was like full-blown fascism, but I would say that he had
Listen,
elements that.
this debate is getting very old, and I think we should switch the topic.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I want to say to Kamehameha, so the only cool thing about Peronism is that it kind of like influenced a certain trend of anti-imperialism in the Latin American right wing, but like the sort of like the Latin American nationalists have a anti-imperialist tendency because of Juan Perón. But other than that, and then I like there were left and right wing variations of Peronism at certain like. Okay, Pajit, are you like fucking shitting yourself on Zoom? Like, what the fuck is going on?
No,
Please
no.
mute him. Please mute him and Dr. Ma. I told
It was
you
a
they
burp.
would ruin the stream. I told you we need the sacred trinity, not
Silent
five,
Serb,
five members. Yes, five. I still
Serb
can
monkey.
count. And now it's six. Six, the unholy number of the
We have
beast.
to- we have to-
Skeletor is calling for purges.
One second.
Absolutely.
St. James is here, so we have to sacrifice Pajit for St. James. This is how it works. We can only have 2 guests at a time.
Sacrifice Dr. Mao. I don't like him. He's a chink.
Dr. Mao.
Heard you from my server, Skeletor.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I'm having you on my podcast.
I don't know.
Dr.
You
Mao.
don't like me.
I will
I'm
have
offended.
you on my podcast. Well, I am offenser.
I think you should. Yeah, I think you should ban Skeletor.
Okay, Juan Perón, I think Skeletor would agree with this. He's a fascist in the sense that Huey Long was a fascist. He was more of like a authoritarian populist Caesarist, which I kind of
Also-
like. Fascism is sort of that, but
The Peronists are basically liberals. Like even right now, they're
Like-
essentially liberals.
like they were very authoritarian, but they sort of did follow in accordance with like certain amount of liberal ideology.
Can we please remove everyone that isn't part of the Trinity, because it is needed for the success of this podcast.
Okay.
Otherwise, divine
calling
powers
for
might curse
purity.
us.
Should I, if we go back to the Trinity, should I play some sort of game for the audience to do?
I do not care what you
Yes.
do, Batman.
Okay. Listen, We'll keep the 5 people.
You can play your fucking monkey games all you want.
Are you Hawsse? Are you against? Are you an anti-gamer?
An anti what?
Are you an anti-gamer?
Anti-gamer?
Yes.
No, man. I'm an
Pro-gamer
epic.
word.
I'm pro gamer. I am.
You are.
Say the N-word. Say the N-word right now. Say it.
I'm a very big gamer.
Say the N-word or you are not gamer.
I can't. I'm accosted at the moment. I can't do it.
Oh, I see. You know, Pierre, I actually have a theory. See, word nigger is invented by racists.
Hey, you can't
And I
say
believe
that
it's
on the-
political.
You can't say that.
You
What?
can't say that.
Nigger?
No, no, you know what? We can't get fucking taken. I can't get shown on. I
Well,
can't
no,
say
it's
that on
okay.
the-
It's okay when he
What
says
can?
it because it's
Hold
like a
on, hold on, hold
cartoon
on.
character or some
Hold
shit. Like,
on.
it's not like a
Hold on.
real
What
human
can?
being said it, so it's okay.
Hold on. What can't I say?
Well, there are just some words out there,
Okay.
Skeletor, that you're not
Okay.
allowed to say.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I already
you know
said
how-
Holocaust was based.
No, you know how like the liberal politicians they just say a bunch of racist stuff behind closed doors. That's YouTube basically.
No.
So yeah, I can't say nigger, right?
No. You are.
So actually, this is my
you're
theory.
not allowed to say.
All right. I will say.
Yeah, Korean.
So this is this is what I'm going to say. My theory is that the N-word here, I'm being politically correct. I'm being silenced by liberals. So N-word is product of racists. Right?
Wait, you
Racists
already said it.
invented
Why'd you slip back to saying N-word?
Yeah, but
You
yeah, but
fucking
listen.
pussy. What's wrong with you?
All right, I'm going to say it, nigger. So yeah, nigger. It's our word. It's our word. Racist invented it.
Did
And
somebody read the terms of service? Are we allowed to say that?
I'm going to
I
say
don't
it.
think you
I am.
can.
Listen, I already denied Holocaust, so I mean,
Yeah,
no, actually, I
I
actually
put my
said,
name on this
I said,
document. I don't know if I can break that.
I said, you know, that it was based. So listen, nigger is a racist word. It was created by racists.
Yes.
Yes. So only racists should use it because it's political appropriation, cultural appropriation. In other words, like not being racist and saying nigger, like it's you are stealing our racist culture.
Well, yeah, I guess that's why like black guys are like yeah nigga yeah like it's like
Yeah, they
reverse
are
cultural
stealing
appropriate. They're
black
sick of
black.
white people always stealing things from them, so they're gonna steal something back.
Yeah, they are stealing our racism. People, wake up.
But blacks are based.
That's
I mean,
true.
they are. I mean, Afro Americans are. Blacks in Africa, I guess, but still have to be colonized. I mean, we need those resources for industrialization.
With Skeletor, what do you think of Mexican and black fascists?
He's a supporter. He supports black
I mean,
fascism in the United States.
Yes.
Okay, that's based.
Yeah, he's a black American fascist. He wants.
Yes.
Would you say you want like African American hegemony?
Yes, I want. Based on whole ghetto culture, you know, your whole gangster. Because see, seriously, is there difference between Italian futurism and the Annunzio and black rap and Tupac? I would say that Tupac is the. I would say the Annunzio was Tupac of his time.
Yeah, yes, I agree. I agree. So what you want? Would you say that you want a like and not like a black hegemonic national syndicalist state in America with sort of this like avant-garde ghetto futurism?
Absolutely. See, Pierre, you know that I support Holocaust. But see, we shouldn't just limit Holocaust to Jews. See, there is one verse there is one worse cultural group than Jews.
Than them.
It is American whites, bourgeoisie American whites,
Oh.
like those suburbans, white families, you know, with these like one or two like kids and like this like mommy soccer
Yeah,
wife
so wine
like
moms,
this.
wine moms.
Hey.
Yeah, like we need to eradicate them.
Eradicate them, okay.
I would say this. I will actually quote Valois here. He said that communists are our brother enemies, and the real enemy of fascism is suburban white family in America.
Yes.
We should ask what the rule-searching socialist has to say.
And as a progressive thinker, I believe that we should progressively use these genocide methods to eradicate them. Progressively, of course.
As opposed to regressive.
Yeah, not regressive.
You don't want to regressively genocide these people.
We want to
Wait.
progressive.
It's gonna be a very progressive genocide.
Yeah.
What do you think of this, Skeletor? What do you think of Afro-Saxon national Bolshevism now?
No, I hate
No?
Anglos. I hate the Anglos.
No,
I
Afro.
also hate.
Afro-Saxon.
Oh. No, I believe only in Afro-Americans. Any other Afro is, one-way ticket ride.
Okay.
What about-
apparently the Halo menu music was louder in the Discord. But the thing is, like, I have to update my computer if I am to play Halo. Otherwise, I can't play it.
Play-
So.
Wait. I have a suggestion, Pierre. Can you play
Windows
Moon Man
user
mod
struggle.
for Doom?
No, I won't play the menu.
Can you play Prolecult music?
Yeah, I will. Actually, that's a good idea.
You want to
Can you play-
go on Newgrounds and play Meat and Fuck game.
In the ancient
I'm gonna
Buddhist.
play a game I have installed. You know what?
So,
let's
people,
play Borderlands 3.
See, people, I believe in like
play a
Hegelian
DOS game.
dialectics.
Video
Play-
games are for
the thing
retarded
is-
children.
This.
So explain your
see-
anti-gamer ideology, Hawsse.
I am not anti-gamer. I am extremely pro-gamer.
But you hate
I
Okay,
support-
look. The way I look at it, man, the more people playing games, the less people are like out in the streets like fucking harassing me while I'm driving to the fucking Walmart to pick up a fucking
No,
sandwich.
we need people in the street harassing people.
Fuck that. The less
Especially
people
white
in the street
suburban
harassing
families.
people, the less people in the street that are gonna harass me.
Buddha said that in ancient
Just harass
Christian
them
and
back.
Buddhistic texts, we read certain predictions about a time when the fascist white suburban families, and that is what should happen. Harass them, because I hate white suburban families. It's so annoying. Like,
Fuck Skeletor. I hope you die in a fucking like Balkan,
Hey,
like
me too.
Neo-Balkan War genocide.
I hope it
Like
happens.
ethnic
I
cleansing.
hope it happens. I hope I die in ethnic
Speaking
cleansing,
of
because it would
ethnic
be very
cleansing,
baseless.
that's a game.
I would like.
It's a very bad idea.
Listen,
I hope you die in the American airstrikes meant to liberate people from the ethnic cleansing.
oh, that's not okay, but alright. Anyway, I believe in Hegelian dialectics, and I believe there is the Holocaust and the synthesis of the genocide, and we need to merge those two. And what we get is what we should apply in North America.
So Skeletor, are you red pilled on the Ukrainian question?
Absolutely.
No further elaboration needed.
So,
No, yeah.
What do you think of the Holodomor?
I say no more.
What do you say?
Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
Oh shit, he's gone.
Oh no. There he is. He's back.
Yeah, yeah. I
Is
was
Jim in
silenced
the
by-
call?
No.
Eastern European internet.
Yeah, I'm here. So
Lee, go ahead.
that's my belief. No more
coming
brother
to you
wars.
through wires, fucking circling through the Carpathian Mountains, broadcasting signals to his, like, rickety fucking log cabin, war-torn Serbia.
Yes, very based.
Sneaking up the Danube comes your fucking autism to my ears.
So Skeletor.
Yes.
Which
Can you hear me? Can you hear me,
ex-Yugoslav
actually?
states?
You were very
First
quiet.
of all, oh yeah, let me rejoin then.
Oof. He's
This
been
is the peak
zogged.
of
What
professionalism.
about now?
Yep.
Is it better?
Yeah.
All right. Ask your question.
Oh yeah. Which of the Yugoslavs ex-states deserve human rights?
I don't believe that Serbia deserves human rights, so I don't believe in human rights. Like,
Okay,
who
based.
in this call, who is a simp here and believes in human rights?
Human
Nobody.
rights are unironically bourgeois and cringe.
Very. I say no more brother wars, Holodomor, Holocaust. Happened based.
I think that you can make sense of a certain sort of like rights, like language when you're talking about like the way that people behave under political systems, but it gets really cringe and liberal when people start talking about it as like a moral framework of like natural right and shit.
Yeah, like the only right you have is the
No.
right to die.
We need to have
That's mine.
maximum totalitarianism no matter what.
Absolutely. I agree with
Here-
Padritic
here-
for once.
Here is my views on human rights summed up. Oy vey, why do the evil brown people keep stoning homosexuals? We need to gas them. Oy vey.
Stop acting like a
Yes.
fed.
And now some people might say then, oh, Skeletor, since you are anti-Semite and everything, you probably oppose genocide against Palestinians. And to those people I say no, even that form of genocide is based. Because I don't oppose genocide on moral grounds. My issue with genocide is only when my people are being genocided. I don't mind genociding others.
So as long as you aren't
But
like a
you would-
potential
you would
victim of
prefer
genocide,
that
it's cool.
Ethnic cleansing.
I would say my people, but yeah.
So
You would say your people, but it also means as long as it's not you.
I mean, yes.
That's a rather convenient stance to take on genocide, I would have to say.
I mean, I'm a radical person. What can I say?
No, what can you say? He's a radical kind of guy.
He's a little radical. My mama always said I was a little radical.
Well, I was radical ever since I fell on like from the tree on like concrete.
that's
I was radical from the day that I saw Chad walking down the street with Stacy and thought, man, it'd be really nice if like some kind of totalitarian state could get me some pussy, man.
yeah, bro.
Well, I
Base
support
totalitarian
Plato's vision.
We need
I
stronger
support
government.
Plato's. Yes,
Skeletor
we need
is a
strong,
humble
strong
fascist.
government.
You have to remember this.
That's redundant. That's just fascism.
Sure.
True.
I mean,
You are not right. So
Professor
Okay.
Doctor is Professor Doctor Mao? What race are you, Professor Doctor Mao?
he is an elf.
Oh no,
His dad
my
is Jewish.
phenotype being
Oh, base. Very base.
yeah, a Jim basically.
Yeah, Jim.
In Michelin man.
A Jimite.
Yeah,
Very based.
we. Skeletor.
Yes. So
What
fucking what?
do you think of red and brown alliances?
They're stupid.
They are stupid. Yes.
I agree.
Because I don't want to ally with you. I would.
I mean, if it made sense,
our goals are not similar.
if in one situation it made
You
sense,
guys want
but-
communism?
Oh yeah. Also, it's.
I couldn't hear you.
The game audio is probably like really loud, so I'll have to turn it down in the main menu, which shouldn't be a problem.
What do you want?
His position is on Red-Brown Alliance. Ultimately, our goals are different. We them, but once it's down, everyone for himself.
Yep. What's playing?
In the music for the stream. The music.
Yeah.
The music. This is Pro-8 Cult. 1990s industrial gangs. Very high proletarian culture, truly.
Truly aristocrats of the soul.
Well, no.
So wait, why aren't you hey Pierre?
Yeah.
Why aren't you playing the Jason Unruh mod?
The Jason Unruh mod for Fallout 4.
Yeah.
I don't even have Fallout 4 installed.
How are you going to make the Brotherhood of Steel fall like the blank?
Okay, I actually have a topic that we could discuss. If Jason Unruh were in Fallout 4, would he join would he join the Institute, the Railroad, or the Brotherhood of Steel, or the Minutemen?
No.
Who would he join?
The Minutemen are kind of cock. Like they're kind of cocks.
Fallout 4 was extremely gay, and all of the factions were very boring.
Yeah,
See,
Yeah.
my issue is, why should we care about androids? Like, why?
Jason Unruh would be a nuclear accelerationist, and he would say, we need to further the dot by nuking everyone again.
Yes,
Yeah.
but see, my issue is, I don't understand why do they try to save androids? Like, I don't believe that humans deserve rights, let alone
Yeah, it's
robots.
kind of like that. It's kind of like when people try to send medical aid to Serbia or other Balkan countries when they get ethnic cleansing happening and there are a bunch of mutilated people that need medical help. It's like, why even fucking bother helping those goddamn pigs?
You shouldn't help us. We do this for centuries without you. You ruined, America ruined what was perfectly good civil war, and you ruined it for everybody. Nobody got what they want. Croats were unhappy, Bosnians are
If
unhappy,
there's
we are
one thing
unhappy.
that I'm proud of, it's that my country makes sure that
Base.
You did a good job. That's what's But Pierre, I still don't understand how could you call my views contradictory? They are all perfectly make sense.
We were discussing this at the beginning of the stream, so
we're circling back.
yeah, we're circling back.
But we got nowhere.
It's because you sound like a fucking schizo when you.
I don't know that we could reach a conclusion, honestly.
It's probably just because your ESL describe your ideas.
You describe my ideas correctly. Pierre understands them. Oh.
Yeah. My professor and
I mean, the only one who fails to understand my ideas is you. even the people in like watching this understand what
No,
I'm
no, I
talking
understand.
about.
It's not like no. I'm not saying that like everything that you're saying is entirely unintelligible. What I'm saying is that the way that you go about like describing your ideas, it comes off as contradictory in many ways. You
Let's
jump from
ask the
one
chat. Let's
extreme.
ask the chat. People of the chat, am I contradictory? Or perhaps we should
Contradictionary.
contradictionary. That's what I said.
On
In and
Yes.
this.
contradictionary because they have some views that are orthodox within mainstream political framework.
That's not why.
I guess we could
No
say
way of
that
saying that you're contradictory because you just like
Skeletor's
have like radical views.
Skeletor is definitely very heterodox politically. But I suppose we all are. Very
That sounds really
heterodox.
cringe.
So if we say
Well,
like,
you are not white, so
I mean, the stream that you're looking at right now is just a collection of like a bunch of Omega level like ideology spurts.
yeah. But like
It's
very
a
No,
quarantine for
I
the
am not
worst
calling myself
autism.
heterodox
I
politically.
still
That
don't
sounds
understand
autistic.
what idea I have that contradicts another.
I think the most contradictory facet of your particular ideology is this sort of there's definitely a tension between the sort of nationalism that sort of like all for like our people, while also advocating for sort of internationalist imperial between the sort of nationalist overclass and the and all you get be those are definitely
You
like contradictions and tensions that would be at best exploitable in your proposed pan-Slavic imperium.
Wait,
well see,
I
they
have
are tensions, but the nature of these tensions is unknown to you because these tensions are purely sexual tensions between my ideologies. So it's my sexual tendency between nationalism, imperialism, imperial internationalism, syndicalism, and other ideologies that I hold. But they still make sense within my. We agree that syndicalism is form of labor organization, and the totalitarian state could use syndicalism as purely as a method for more productive labor organization.
This
What is
cringe.
contradictory about there?
Well, that's not like that's not why I said that your ideology was contradictory. Like I'm not saying that it's contradictory a totalitarian regime to like co-opt like labor organizations. Like, of course, that's possible. That happened under the Nazis and under Italy
Yes,
to a lesser degree.
based,
So
very
yeah,
based.
I'm not.
My view.
No, that's not what we agree on. What I said was attention your sort of nationalist sort of ideals and your more internationalist and imperialist end goals. I think that there is a contradiction and a tension in there, at least on
How
a
is how is
societal
it
level.
how is it how is it
It's
how
not
is it? Please.
it's not a contradiction in terms of like logic thought process that is like in conflict with itself. Society built for that is what I'm saying. That there are tensions within it because of this sort of schizophrenia. In that, on one hand, you want to organize for this specific group of people from this very like this almost sort of backwater of the world with very little resources and very little cultural development compared to many other places in the world, if I might be frank. And you want to take that and you want to run the entire world for this relatively small and weak group of people. Like if you don't see that
Yes.
as at least in some way contradictory and absurd, then I don't know what to tell you.
If the Jews can do it, so can we.
Yo, that's a good point. I never thought of it.
I mean,
Skeletor.
you described culturally backwards people with little no resources controlling the world and subjugating them to their cultural values. Literally, you are being circumcised because of some Jewish book told your people that it's good. I mean, and you are calling my ideology paradoxical. How about you talk to the Jews and then you see?
No, my ideology doesn't include circumcising people, Skeletor.
I mean, you are circumcised.
How do you? I've never. I am not circumcised. You can. You have
You
no
said-
access to my penis.
Yeah, okay, Goy.
Hey, do you know how you turn off
Four.
like hard
I
mode
never
for
said that
Discord
once in my life, and you have no proof of that.
You said that. You
Never,
said that.
never said it once.
You did it.
If you find evidence of me saying that, it has been fabricated.
Penis.
Listen, if my words don't lie, my mouth doesn't lie. So,
But either way, you didn't address the point. You just pointed the finger at me and say, "Yeah, well, you're guilty of that too."
all I'm saying is the practicing of imperialism isn't nothing new, and all imperial powers aspire.
Oh shit. Okay.
Why do you leave?
I turned off hardware acceleration.
You were very unprofessional, Pierre.
Yeah. But
The least professional.
I had the. It's fucking way too high.
He
What?
left.
Discord.
Did you end the stream?
Yeah, the Jew hack. No, I turned off hardware acceleration because it was making Borderlands 3 extremely.
Shout out to Kamehameha for
Which
saying that
has
I was
now
right.
been resolved. It's now significantly smoother.
That person is based, even though they said that they thought.
Why
I was
aren't you
based.
playing Polycult music? This is.
Oh, it's so Skeletor. Very serious question here. Is being homophobic a based reason to not support fascism?
I mean, you speak about homophobia, but how about we speak about what's really affecting the people? Mandela effect. Because see, currently you are suffering from Mandela effect because you have false memory of me actually asking you a question, and I didn't ask, and you still made that,
Sounds like
question.
some jewelry.
I mean,
Hey, remember the
Mandela
script that I
effect.
made?
The what?
Script that I made.
I believe so.
Okay.
Hey Skeletor, can
it's
you
gonna
read the
start
C.E.
right now.
Cummings poem? Hey Pajit, can we have Skeletor read the E.E. Cummings poem?
No, you have to do. If you do your part for the new script.
hold on. Do you know who is Rolf from Ed and Edgy? I mean that popular children's show.
Who?
Because some guys said that I sounded like that character, and I don't know if I should take that as an insult or what.
Insult.
Well, I'm insulted. Whoever you are, you will be eliminated in my revolutionary Holocaust, Holodomor, Cambodian genocide style.
Oh, base. The classes and the races.
That's
Yes.
implying that he doesn't get to them beforehand. Probably that will happen within this week.
Skeletor, since I'm a Jew, I'm just gonna buy your land. I'm just gonna buy your land. I'm gonna sell your house.
Well,
Why
have
do
to
that when you
say-
could let the American government bomb his house first, and then you can buy the land for
Yeah.
cheaper?
Yeah, see,
Hey,
you are
I've
not
got
a
an even
good
better
Jew.
idea. I have an even better idea. You let the American government
Listen.
bomb his house, then you wait for his credit to drop, then you take his house.
There you
See,
go.
the Pajit is thinking like a Jew. You are not thinking like a Jew.
I'm not being Machiavellian enough. I'm only a Michelin, Skeletor.
I mean, You might as well add Mandela effect because I don't remember asking.
Fucking got him.
Now this guy said it's not an insult, it's a
What about the
frame of
Mugabe
reference.
effect?
I don't know about Mugabe effect, but I know that you
It's
can
when-
Dude,
Mugabe
what the
my
fuck?
dick.
I thought it was
You
always
can
called
Mugabe-
the Mugabe effect. Dude, we're
You
having
can-
a Mugabe effect right now.
You call yourself an intellectual, yet you don't understand the Mugabe effect. How
you
curious.
can Mugabe. You can
How curious.
Mugabe my penis. That's what I can tell you. Now this guy said it's
You call
that's
yourself
sounding
an
like.
intellectual, and yet you have no penis. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, I sacrifice it.
Wait, what the fuck is the
Because-
Mugabe effect?
It's the Mugabe
But
effect.
it's when you're black, but you're Hitler. So instead of being
Yes.
black like Mao, you're black like Hitler.
Yes.
Also, this guy said that Rolf is not like an insult; it's a cultural reference. And now I will ask this person to describe me how Rolf talks, so I can know if I'm insulted or I don't know.
I wouldn't say he sounds like Ralph.
What kind of character this Ralph is?
He's like a backward, like farmer yokel, like immigrant who fucks his like pet pig and has a like pitchfork and always walks around like.
based revolutionary-
what's going on in America.
That's
based,
actually pretty cool.
very based. Based.
Hello,
this man-
boys. I'm a stupid European.
Sieg Heil from.
Say support futurism in the Holocaust.
It's like stupid fucking mountain people that decided to start trying to do agriculture even though nothing fucking grows in the mountains.
That's based.
It doesn't. That's why my ancestors were robbers of the caravans.
BTFO urbanites.
Yes.
Urbanites combated by based South Slav barbarians.
And you, Pierre, you are a
Professor-
traitor. You are too westernized. You rejected your Polish roots and embraced your French nature.
What's my French nature?
There's
Of
nothing
being
worse
a-
than being French.
Yes. Only good like there are only two good French people, Sorel and Valois. Others
No, there's
not so
maybe
much.
like, or
No, they aren't. Okay, Napoleon.
there.
Was
Or
versing
Napoleon.
and Robespierre.
Yeah.
Napoleon is overrated, and Robespierre changed nothing. He only acted like an absolute tyrant, like those
But
before him.
he supported capital
That's
Well, he
punishment.
did kill the king. That was pretty cool.
No.
I
He's
mean,
based because he supported
he's-
capital punishment.
I suppose that he's like a reign of terrorism, like terror, can be like incorporated in my Holocaust, Holodomor, Cambodian genocide. So it's like a regain of. No, I'm building a genocide system.
You can fucking
And-
genocide system. That's
Yes,
hilarious.
I have to. Because see, the point.
That
of
sounds like some
genocide-
shit you'd see on like an infomercial, like at 4 o'clock at night on commercial. The new genocide system.
You know how it
See-
does those blips at like 3 a.m. They should just have Skeletor talk. And just
Kills your
Yes.
hard to reach populations.
See, this is my issue. A lot of people forget that genocides is all about aesthetics. It's not about killing people. It's about aesthetics of killing people. And you need good aesthetics. I like you people. You like commies. You have good aesthetics of revolutionary terror and then Holodomor. I mean, Holodomor was kind of weak. Like you just starved some people out. I mean, it's not really that. I mean, that count was good. But the issue is the way you did it, lack of aesthetics. Gulags, for example, are good aesthetics. Holocaust, good aesthetics, in industrial death camps and stuff like that. And we need to merge stuff. We need to merge stuff into one ultimate aesthetic genocide. So I'm supporting a regain of Cambodian Gulag death camps. That's my title. Maybe a bit longer, but I want to see what people think. regain of Cambodian Gulag death camps.
So you want to
Hey.
revive Pol Pot, and like so all the accusations levied against the Khmer leadership you want to.
I will say this: after Hitler, the only National Socialist was Pol Pot.
Okay, this is based.
Yes.
He fucking based.
This is very cool.
Hey.
I mean, I'm actually going to say it. There were only 3 fascist states: Italy, Germany, and Cambodia under Pol Pot.
What about DPRK? You said that was fascist.
Oh yeah, it's also
Oh.
fascist. It's fascist. So it's four horsemen of apocalypse, the dark fascist gods.
But
The East will rise again.
No more brother wars.
What about China, Skeletor?
China has some fascistic influence, but it's not on level of North Korea or Pol Pot. But I
Oh.
support
Oh, do you know what I saw in the
Cultural
museum?
Revolution.
Do you know what I saw
I
in the
believe
museum?
that
Why the fuck do you go to
have you
museums,
seen-
you giant faggot? Oh my god.
museums should burn.
Yeah, but this is what I saw there.
Museums should burn.
I had a friend who went to the Holocaust Museum in Cleveland, and he got in trouble for spitting off the balcony.
You know,
But
I
look at
in
what's
my
in the
like
picture.
my high school. In my high school, I had like sociology teacher that constantly tried to convince me that Holocaust was
This is
bad.
like something you'd expect to be a shock image.
Yeah.
Alright, listen. My computer
listening.
completely glitched out, and Borderlands 3 crashed.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
the fucking end
Garrett,
of the
what do you
goddamn
think? What do you
world.
think of this thing I found in a
So I'm gonna
museum?
have to sign out, and basically it'll temporarily interrupt the stream, so...
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
no. How will we live after hearing such terrible information? I'll have to commit
Bro, you ever eat mushrooms that came from like cow? Bro,
Ew, but eating mushrooms from cow shit's pretty.
Imagine eating drugs
we
to
are losing.
hallucinate.
Pierre, we are counts. Now it's just 7 people watching.
Shit, only 7 people? Fuck.
that's not. Yeah, you figured there'd be.
I mean, with kind of content we are currently, I think 7 people is too much.
We should be paid.
I blame the fat man.
Yeah, Pierre, this was really unprofessional of you. Like, you didn't start any topics. You just let us ramble
Yes,
about
yes.
stuff. Yeah, like,
Yes.
Pierre, I
you
didn't get to go to
start any
Walmart
topics.
because of you.
Walmart is gay.
Okay. You need to
You
stay
wouldn't
away
rob
from
the
bourgeois
Walmart, so it's not relevant.
Walmart.
All right,
Walmart is
Pierre.
the
Now
Israel of supercenters.
Yes.
Pierre, when the new
Well,
like podcast.
consider me a fucking
But
a
he's an Alabama
goddamn
nigger, and that's
elder
all
of
they have.
Zion.
Listen, when the podcast starts again, we need to be more professional. So let's have some real discussion without saying nigger all the time.
Nigger.
Right? I'm looking at you, Professor Dr. Mao. You said nigger several times.
I apologize for my
I'm going to say the nigger word.
That word is forbidden.
The
band.
nigger word?
Yes.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I didn't know I couldn't say the nigger word.
No, it's okay for Pajit to say it because he
No, false.
it's completely true.
false.
He's fucking
False.
negroided,
You're
Jason.
the negroid with white skin.
Admixture.
You're the negroid with white skin.
He is
Afro-Saxon,
right
the Indian
Afro-Saxon.
Indian subcontinent is
Negro
Aryans
white
with African admixture.
Wrong.
Fucking negroid mongrel.
Wrong.
Just look at the skin color. I rest my look at the
I agree with
consistency of the hair. Look at the
I
skull
agree
shape.
with Hawsse. As a
Look at it all.
as a racist,
It is consistently and scientifically
as a
proven.
racist,
The Indians
as a
and
racist,
Pashid
I agree.
Pakis are negroids.
Wrong.
Non-white
Negroid.
negroids.
Wrong.
Pierre, please
Oh.
mute the Negro, so we can say that he's a Negro in peace.
There's this negroid skinned individual.
All right, now
Look
he's
at
muted.
this man's
Now,
phenotype.
let's talk about
Clearly
this particular
inferior.
specimen
I
of the
refuse
Negroid.
to take it back until Pajit sends the fucking measurements of his skull into the testing facility of my choice.
That's
We
true.
will settle
See,
this once and for all.
we need to discuss the specimen of the Negroid we have here captured. Now, Indians, we all agree they're not white, but what they are actually, because the subhuman uncivilization or anti-civilization they produced is something beyond this, like beyond just ordinary savages. I believe that ultimately Indians are some sort of metaphysical manifestation of human
Oh.
perversions.
Check voice. This is all you need to know about Indians.
Okay.
When are we starting again with podcast?
When I release my next video, we can do another podcast.
So it's already finished.
No, it should hopefully be out this week.
Why was my
I
mouth
mean,
deleted?
is this podcast already finished?
Yeah, I think we should actually end the podcast here. I think this is a great
Has it been going on still?
Yeah, it has.
Oh,
We briefly
I mean,
cut out,
did we
we
said-
briefly returned.
Did we say the Negro in front of these people? You can get cancelled, Pierre.
I'll listen-
Pierre, you're gonna
I-
get cancelled.
I've
You
been
are going to be cancelled.
I've been cancelled many times, and I will continue.
You
to be
remember-
cancelled.
You remember when Batco cancelled us?
Yeah.
You mean Fashko? I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Batko is the biggest fascist I know. He is true heir of Mussolini. He is a true
Batko-
national syndicalist.
Genocided the Aboriginals.
Batko was in Ethiopia.
Batco
When
is-
Italians
Batco
invaded.
Listen, Batco is responsible for many crimes. In fact, you want
He-
to know what? You want to know what? On this one planet, on the peaceful Boltok people of planet Neo Israel 29. Do you know what they say
Okay,
about
I might
Batco?
report this.
You want to know what they call Batco?
What?
They call him Batco the rapist, slayer of 10 billion.
You know what
Oh, no.
the most despicable thing Batco has done, in my honest opinion, fellas?
Yeah.
He turned Christian Weston Chandler trans. He pink pilled him, single-handedly.
Actually, did he?
Also,
When?
yes, he did.
When?
Now,
He did this. This is a verifiable fact. This is not slander.
yeah, there is Yeah, because you can read that
Picture
in
didn't happen.
ancient Christian and Buddhistic texts, where we read stern predictions about Batko pink pilled this guy.
Christian lesson champion. Chris Chan. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Christian.
Now see, Batko was also involved with Ustasha movement in Croatia, where he
this is
as
well known. This is
Batko
well known.
single-handedly
he was-
orchestrated Pizzagate.
Yeah, that's true. He
do you
he's
know-
actually also Epstein's right hand man.
Do you know what was the first contact in in a little red book by Epstein? Batko.
Yeah.
In his
It's a
little
little
red
black
book.
book. The little red book was Mao.
Yeah, I mean it was Mao's
asked
contact of
Manifesto.
pedophiles.
No, the Epstein one was the little black book.
I mean, it was both pieces of important Marxist, revolutionary doctrine. So
Oh yeah,
both
actually,
both
yeah.
should be read.
Okay, interesting.
But I still don't understand how is my logic contradictory.
We've
still
already
don't
talked about
see
this
it.
like 3 fucking times,
20
Skeletor.
times. This has been an entire podcast.
But I don't
The whole
understand.
podcast is Skeletor like getting mad because like we're like, hey, I think that there might be some issues here, and he's just like, how? How?
Tell me.
I want-
I want to know specifics.
Tell
I want
him.
to know
Tell
specifics.
him applesauce.
I
Tell-
tell
tell-
you,
no, no,
I tell
I
you,
want to-
I tell you, we need to have a progressive syndicalist genocide.
We need to build up our genocide system.
Holocaust
We
and
need a
Holodomor.
genocide system.
Initiate.
All right.
Make
All right.
murder
Since Pierre is one with the high IQ here,
We do how
Pierre,
you,
you
we
tell
do how
me.
to say it tomorrow. We do the ethnic cleansing tomorrow. We
All
need
right,
to get,
Pierre,
build up
since
a
you-
national syndicalist ethnic cleansing.
Yes.
I have great respect for the Negroid communities, except for the ones in Africa. I want to subjugate
Yes.
those ones.
Because they have natural resources.
And yes, we will do the international genocide on the petty bourgeoisie suburbanites.
Absolutely.
Okay, base.
Now-
In conclusion, can we say that the Nazi now ideology stands in solidarity with a futurist New Africa?
No, I don't stand in solidarity.
No,
with
what I
any
want,
of
to,
it.
what I
Fuck
want to,
all of
I
you.
want to, I
Silence
want
the
to reach the
revisions.
bottom of this. I want to reach the bottom of this. Pierre, since you are the most intelligent here, you will give me the honest
What a
critique
fucking simp.
of contradictions my ideology has, because I don't trust the egoist here, because he is
He is
not right in the head.
self-centered. He's
One
very
word.
self-interested.
Max Turner.
Yeah, he.
Clearly,
he has
Mudman.
his own agenda. He has his own agenda.
Yeah, now tell me, Pierre, what are those contradictions?
I think it's entirely schizophrenic. I think it's just like a weird bolting together of a whole bunch of different ideologies. Like
We've
futurism.
already been here.
Yeah.
No,
Wait.
don't interrupt him. Don't interrupt him. Don't
Okay,
interrupt him.
He's
Continue.
already said this.
I've said this. It's a weird like.
I don't recall. I don't
mishmash
have concept of time.
it's a
Please
weird-
continue.
It's a weird mishmash of like futurism, Orthodox Christianity, like Nietzschean tier nihilism. And mysticism and like Slavic esoteric occultism.
And how are these things contradictory?
Actually,
I mean, you manage to very loosely like connect them all together, but that's kind of like that's really what like fascist like ideology is. It's just like taking a whole bunch of weird shit and putting it all together. It's like you like.
I mean,
to synthesize
but
Makes sense.
earlier, like before we streamed, you acknowledged yourself that there's sort of a Hegelian element in sort of attempting to synthesize the like the sort of nationalist and international parts, internationalist like imperialist parts of your ideology. Like you acknowledge,
Yes.
and like that requires a contradiction between the two for there to require a synthesis for you to
Yeah, that's
reconcile.
why. That's
So
why
you
I
have to
use
acknowledge that there
synthesis.
is a contradiction in order to like even
Yeah, and
for
those
your
contradictions-
ideology to even get off the ground as necessary.
Those contradictions into synthesis, one that is free of those contradictions that we had before in thesis and antithesis. Now the thing is, I simply don't understand how these things are.
Okay,
loosely
would you say that it is possible for a set for like an ideology to be more or less like inherently contradictory to another, like compared with another ideology?
I mean,
Would
compared
you
to
say
another.
that it is possible for there to be like a spectrum of contradictory, like how contradictory a particular ideology is, like to what
I
degree it
mean,
contradicts itself?
I don't believe those things that I believe in are contradictory. I simply don't. You say that
Okay,
they
I
are.
That doesn't answer my question though. We get that.
Yeah,
Wait,
Like,
we've
yeah.
been over this a fucking
No, no,
trillion times.
no.
the
Here's some new
most.
development in this
Hold
conversation.
on.
You said they are loosely based. How are they loosely based? All of them are,
Like,
based
it's
on another. Like, you can't remove one part and like
it's
have
just
the
because
ideology. All of them are
it's just
integrated.
it's just this whole like mishmash of there's like some coherency to it, but it's not like this necessarily like linear line of thought. It's very, I guess, rhizomatic, stochastic, maybe. You know?
I mean, explain to me why syndicalism as a concept relies on a totalitarian state.
No, I would say it's
Wait,
otherwise.
wait.
I need syndicalism for better production that will allow us.
But then
for
what you're
better
saying is false.
exploitation.
There are parts of the system that could be like removed with respect to other parts of the system, and those parts still there
No,
are
that's
parts of your
actually
system which are parasitic on the others and don't actually like exist in symbiosis with each other. It's not like a self-relying system.
But
no,
Like
the
you
most.
see,
you're
they have. If I may not be interrupted all the time. So the thing is, they have for example, syndicalism by itself is just the way of organizing labor. They can be, organized under whatever system. However, the totalitarian system that aims for maximum productivity needs syndicalism. It simply needs syndical organization for maximum efficiency. You can see it like if you read Sorel, because his critique of capitalism is critique of that capital that we all fascists accept. We all say capitalism is an unproductive historical force, and we need syndicalism for productive imperialism, because capitalism will use the wealth we use for by that we imperialized from the Africans just to
Yeah,
produce to preserve itself.
that's what I mean by like it's not your train of thought isn't very linear. You're just like, okay, I want this like fascist like nationalist empire, but I want stuff to make it like work in a certain way, some
No,
sort of
see,
ideal. And so you're like, oh,
the
let's
most.
take syndicalism, let's take mysticism, let's take futurism.
But those things go together, like syndicalism.
No,
Like,
I,
yeah,
I
the
don't
thing
choose.
is,
I don't choose.
Skeletor.
I don't choose.
Okay, I'll acknowledge. Like, there's a coherency to how you put everything together, but it's all like it's not like linear. Is what I'm saying. It's very stochastic.
The thing
The
is,
thing. The
I don't
thing
choose.
with, for example, the focus on socialism, right? Trying to merge socialism with fascism. So,
I
for
would say
example,
syndicalism.
the focus. Well, no. Like earlier, we had a discussion prior to this where you said you're a socialist, but you basically support the whole nation, right? And not just the working class. That's sort of like when Richard Spencer says, "Oh, socialism is good for white people," but then he just supports Bernie Sanders' like social democracy.
Can you repeat what I said?
You
Because I
said
wasn't.
that you were a socialist, but that you support the whole nation, not just like the working class.
Now we have to understand what I mean by nation. As Pierre might recall, I don't admire the nation as it is currently, but what it can
Okay,
grow.
what do you think?
The nation,
What do you think of the national bourgeoisie?
I am against them because
So
they
you
will
wanna
grow
purge
into
them.
international one.
So you want to purge?
I am
them
against them.
entirely.
Yeah, they are.
So
We
you want to
need.
get rid of the entire bourgeoisie.
Yeah,
Okay, then we have.
yeah. That's what I oppose though, because they are not productive class. They at this current year this current century, they are poisoning the culture of our nations, and they are stagnating. They are directing production only to maintain the capitalism. We are not moving forward. We are just being we are just being in one place because of capitalism. Capitalism doesn't it lost its heroic nature, to use Sorelian terms. It's become just circular. It's going into circle. And that's why I support syndicalism, not because I believe in the rights of any like like I don't believe in worker rights, but I believe they are necessary for better production. So I'm not approaching syndicalism from moral grounds. I'm simply approaching as a pragmatic person. I see syndicalism as productive force that can ensure the imperialism of said nation to work in the best way. That our resources that we exploit from Africa, Asia, and Europe will not be wasted and will be put into securing and maintaining our domination. That's why I support syndicalism, not because I believe in the rights of any class, but because it's simply the most pragmatic way.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I've said this before, like I there's a certain coherency to your idea, like to everything you're proposing, but it's I'm just saying it's just all very utopian, and like you're starting from a premise and then you're grabbing stuff that you like and things that you think are going to like help create this weird conception of an empire. Like you're just more concerned about empire building, and so you'll take a whole bunch of like whatever you like. You'll just
Again, I would say I would agree, but I would only replace what I like, because I believe it's the great. It's today people choose ideology, especially online, on what they feel like it. Like if this ideology has nice aesthetics. Yeah, I don't choose ideology because especially economic, like syndicalism, because I like it. Because I simply
I understand there's a certain philosophy to everything.
Can I ask you, Skeletor? Can I ask you why do you want to propagate the domination of this pan-Slavic nation? Why what is the ultimate end?
The ultimate end would be to drive the humanity forward to new challenges, to new struggles.
What do you think is particularly suited about the Slavic the Slavic culture that you are a part of? What do you think is particularly suited about it to
there
move
is one
forward humanity?
simple answer. Because I belong to Slavs.
That's not an
Okay,
answer.
It's basically it's basically a racial egoism, essentially. That's what he's.
Yeah, I mean, I belong.
No,
to
that's
Slavs.
not
That's why I
egoism.
want them to dominate.
That's basically exactly what Sterner meant when he talked about spooks. Like most people meme spooks into the ground, but that's exactly what he's talking about. He's talking
But when you
about
say that spooks,
he's talking about
yeah,
identifying one's own personal interest with this
and
abstracted communal interest, which doesn't actually
yeah,
exist.
and here we are going to see the clash of Stirner and Sorel. Would you say, Pierre, that this communal abstraction has more power to influence someone than their ego, their rational ego?
Well, no, that's a straw man. First of all, Sterner never argues for like an essentially rational ego.
Yeah, no.
I was gonna say, so Skeletor, there's something about your critique of capitalism, and particularly, your stance on the bourgeoisie. It seems you're not like a materialist, are you? Because it seems
like
sort of moralist.
He believes in like a very Sorelian mysticism.
I mean,
Okay.
I acknowledge to a degree materialism of Marx, but I would say it's not complete without Sorel. With Sorel, it gains the completion it needed to be the most accurate. So I would say that material forces are driving force of humanity, and these material forces are something that can produce these myths, these abstract ideas. However, these abstract ideas in turn can influence material conditions if the group is more influenced by this idea than their present situation, their present material condition. It's not that opposite, like, oh yeah, we will have now. It's not really antagonistic like relationship. It's more of a connected between materialism and these mythical ideas of collective.
I mean, I think most Marxists would agree that there's sort of this coexistence between the development of human ideas and like material development.
Yeah.
But I think which would you say is primary? Do you think that one has precedence over the other?
Depends on historical period. Sometimes the idea will dominate more than material conditions. For example, Ming Dynasty. Ming Dynasty was developing rapidly. However, because of the idea of sacred monarchy, they understood these rapid developments in technology could endanger the sacral position of the emperor.
Yeah, and
And
Marxism doesn't deny that class rule can impede technological progress. That's actually one of our criticisms.
Yeah, so I'm saying that.
I mean, but that would still be predicated on like the material conditions of these people owning like the means of of producing scientific advancement.
Yeah,
These things are still
like,
the
it would
ability
be-
of them to propagate their ideology is still predicated in the material conditions of the time.
However, they would like if we are speaking purely from the class, it would be more beneficial for them to continue this advancement, because it would
Not
only
necessarily. It doesn't matter if in actuality it would in fact be more beneficial for them if they believe. Like, if they happen to believe egoistically that it would be like
I mean,
a
would you say
danger
it's
to their rule
egoistically,
for like
or
what
now
were you saying?
that's what I would disagree with Sturner. How, like, is it always egoistically, or there was serious belief of these people that the divinity of emperor can be endangered by these technological advancements?
Well, no, but I think that either one of them are egoistic. I think that Stirner's main contention is that all decision making is egoistic. You only make decisions because you believe they are best for you, even in proportion to even if you abstract them away from yourself.
What Stirner said was that all decisions are egoistic because they either follow some sort of voluntary egoism or involuntary egoism. That was a sort of big distinction.
Well, a better translation
his
of
style.
it is conscious and unconscious egoism.
Yeah. That was his dialectic.
All right, even if we
He
acknowledge
viewed-
that
He viewed
Even we
unconscious egoism as the acting on some other ego and interest, and the conscious egoism as an acting on your own.
Yes, the classic example would be the Christian behaving as in accordance with God's laws because he understands that he will get the ultimate reward if he does that, not because it is like metaphysically what he's supposed to do.
in Western Christianity perhaps, but actually in Orthodoxy it's heavily
much different.
because like there is like a relationship between the relationship with God. There is like three phases. The one of the servant, where you are afraid of God, of punishment, and that's why you are Christian, like, oh yeah, I'm afraid of going to hell. Second one is of a mercenary. You are being Christian because you want the award, right? You want to go to heaven. The third one is one of the son, where you are Christian not because you want to go to hell or want to go to heaven, but because you accept Christianity as the truth. So you are not Christian because you want to be awarded, but because Christianity is the ultimate truth in your understanding. But we are going to.
Well, why do you But why do you follow the truth?
Because I consider it to be a truth.
But why? What does that like? Why do you follow the truth?
Here's my thing with Stirner though, is he puts human, like the facets of human belief as this like one single binary between conscious and unconscious egoism.
Yeah.
But there's many.
I think it's far more
facets of
complex
human
than.
belief. Yeah, I would agree. Like the people.
Yeah,
people
it's far more
believe-
complex.
People will believe in something for other reasons than the self-interest of one or another. There are certain things that arguably could not.
I disagree with that. I think that the only way to argue that is with a misunderstanding of Stirner's conception of interest.
Like
I think
it could represent some sort of like contradiction. But
I think that it's
very
impossible to
superficial.
consider a subject who is uninterested, and because each subject is interested, there's fundamentally a uniqueness to each individual's interest. Each interest cannot be the same as every other interest because they're coming from completely separate individuals in time and space at different times. You know what I'm saying?
Here's what I think about. Like, I think that Stirner's view of the individual is very stupid, and it's why I no longer.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm more Hegelian in the sense that I view the individual more as a product of the collective.
Well, no, Stirner recognized that exactly. He wrote about that in Ego in its own.
Yeah,
Like the egoist
following
understands.
Hegel, but
Yeah, he was a student of Hegel.
But what I'm saying is that rejecting the collectivity doesn't really make much sense if you want to develop.
Well, no,
yourself.
like that's a very common mistake. Stirner doesn't reject the collective, outright. What he does is he rejects the collective in as much as the collective would subjugate him to it.
He wants to be entirely atomized from the collective, but still.
No, he does not. That is completely false. No, that's a false notion. Egoistic individualism is not atomistic.
No,
he rejects the.
He rejected Proudhon's
The thing about-
federation, though. So.
Yeah.
What Stirner
The thing about
wants to do isn't necessarily to reject society. What he wants to do is to define himself in opposition to it. He wants to find himself outside of what society defines for him. He doesn't necessarily want to reject society. Like if society gives to him something that's pleasing to him, he's not going to get rid of it. He's going to get rid of the parts of society he does not want.
Yeah, it's
Pretty fascistic. But
Mussolini was heavily inspired by Stirner. So.
Yeah. But that
Here's my thing with Stirner. I largely think everything, with the exception of his view of pre-Marxist communism and liberalism, is largely a meme. Like I don't like the emphasis put on him, and like sort of ascribed to him that like he's.
I think that Sorelian myth is far more relevant than your ego, because like the thing is that why this is what I noticed, and I will try to put it into words, but it's kind of hard to explain. What I noticed with Turner is that he will notice a lot of the social phenomena and individual behavior, and he will categorize and he will put it under his own terminology of egoism, and so whatever you do, he will already have a concept for you, like, oh yeah, I'm going to be this and that, and he will say this because this specific type of egoism. It's kind of reaching to with this specific idea, trying to to reach the whole society. But as I was saying,
Hang on. That was a very rambling explanation of what egoism means. That's a very.
I mean, I don't like that. Whatever philosophical concept,
Listen.
whatever.
I am falling asleep, so I think this is a good place to end the stream.
Fucking Cuckpire kept going for like a fucking hour after he was like, "Hey guys, I think we need to
Take
end
some
it."
amphetamine.
No, this has been going on.
Adderall.
for about 2 hours.
Guys, I
No,
can't.
I
can't
agree.
guys.
Listen,
I agree. You should probably end it soon.
I mean,
Fire's turning into Eeyore.
Who the fuck is Eeyore?
You're from
Oh,
fucking Winnie the Pooh.
The
The
sleep-
fucking donkey.
Listen, it's 2 in the morning. It's 2:30 in the morning.
I'm a sleepy fat Canadian.
Bro, I have to.
Yeah, 2 in the morning.
No,
Nigga,
no.
nigga, I have class in
I
like an
need
hour.
to go
I didn't
eat
sleep
like
at all.
15 eggs tomorrow.
Yeah, I have to.
I
And
didn't
then
sleep at
go
all,
to
and I
the
have-
Korean and Middle Eastern fusion restaurant down the street.
No, I have to go to the gym first thing in the morning. I have to do my.
You gotta pump some fucking iron.
You can't end the podcast at this historical argument. I mean, we are deciding who is more relevant.
We're just Sorel and Sterner. Like who's really?
Yeah, which of these two meme ideologies is more relevant? What the fuck is wrong with you? Were you dropped on your goddamn head?
Who are you
Did somebody
calling
try
a meme?
to drown you as a child, you fucking mongoloid? What the
I
fuck
mean, I
happened
felt-
to you?
Only on Pierre Tru-Dank will you ever see a 2-hour stream about fucking 2 irrelevant meme ideologies: Deleanism, Sterner, and Sorel. You're welcome.
First of all,
No,
I call
we
myself
need-
a fascist,
we need
and everything I
deconstructionists.
believe is
Okay, first of all, I'm not an egoist. I am a radical Seventh-day Adventist, Branch Davidian. I believe that the Clintons killed the reincarnation of Jesus Christ, and we need to burn down the government.
That's
and I don't call myself Sorelin at all. I just call myself a fascist because things I believe are just part of the fascist philosophy.
Can I just say Sorel was based because he said he just beat intellectuals?
Yes,
Yeah, beating
that's pretty good.
Who the
And
fuck are the
beat up
13 people watching?
13.
Huh?
It's growing. There are more people. You're about to end it, right? When we're picking
Yeah.
up steam.
yeah, like
we're gonna leave suspense.
We're gonna leave them one more.
Yeah.
what's going to happen in
All
new
14
episode?
of you should fucking kill
What's
yourselves.
going to-
Holy shit.
You
You have
What's
nothing
going to
better to
happen?
do.
What's going to happen in new
I do
episode?
not endorse the views espoused by Hawsse.
Will we try to conclude what is my ideology contradictory or not?
No.
Will Hawsse
No,
admit
you have a
his-
You have a perfectly coherent and sound.
Entirely.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes.
You've mathematically
Thank you.
proven the universe, my man.
Yeah.
Fascist,
Will-
mystical syndicalism is the future.
Yeah.
I've been
See,
completely
it's just
convinced.
3 words. Like,
All he had to do was ask me over and over again how it was contradictory, and now I've
because
capitulated.
I don't understand. I explained
I
everything
do
perfectly.
not understand.
Listen.
How is it contradictory?
Listen. Let me end this stream at positive note. Listen. Just listen.
Okay.
So what we have here.
I will
is
not
like
listen
one-
to you. I refuse to listen
Oh,
to
okay. All right. You can mute him. Silence
you.
him.
Mute him. No, you can't
Silence
mute
him.
me.
Okay.
You can't
Silence
mute me.
him.
That's impossible.
Skeletor has the floor.
Bullshit.
Silence him.
This is bullshit.
Also,
Silence.
silence him. Also,
Bullshit.
see, I can talk when he is interrupting me.
Yeah, you're just
So-
talking bullshit. man.
So what we have is like first idea that Slavs should rule the earth. That's my primary idea. Like we should do it. Then, to do so, we need to exploit other nations for resources and industrialization. To do so, we need to colonize and conquer Africa, Asia, and to a
Shit,
degree
you've said
even
this
America.
before. No,
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to natural progress of my thoughts. Once we reach this imperialism is needed, we need economic model that will ensure the most productive.
I mean, but that's a pretty big jump.
Yeah.
That's
I-
okay.
how-
We need to become imperialist state, and then
Yes.
colonize the entire world, and then my real ideology begins.
And then we need
I think, like,
syndicalism. And okay,
Have neglected to mention is
here's where we
In
should
the age-
actually end the stream. This is how we should end the stream.
yeah, just
But
end.
we didn't solve this sexual tension between me and Hawsse.
No,
I
we don't
will
need
come
to-
all in your brain.
Homoerotic.
We need that to keep
There is
going.
certain homoerotic.
That must continue.
There is a homoerotic tension between me and Hawsse, and it's not solved. and you want to end it now, our
Yes.
our viewers will wonder.
Yeah, it must continue.
Every single one of our viewers needs to kill themselves right now.
Oh yeah, well, no, sorry.
He said yes. He said he endorsed it.
No, I did not.
Yeah, he endorsed it.
Susan
He
Wojcicki,
endorsed
he
it.
endorsed it.
Pierre,
He said that he
the
said
man
that all of his
sacrifice
viewers should
his
kill
followers.
themselves.
No, I did not.
Yes.
No.
You said yes.
Do not
You
call
said
the
yes.
suicide
You said
hotline.
yes.
The suicide
You
hotline
said
is
yes.
a Jewish plot.
I did not.
Yes.
No.
We need to incorporate. We need to incorporate.
Look, if
my
you feel
cause of
sad and you
suicide
feel bad
within
about
my-
yourself and everything's going wrong in your
Yeah.
life, it's your fault.
No.
Absolutely,
you.
absolutely. It's
Kill
your
yourself,
fault.
please.
Jump off a bridge. Do it. Like,
Do it in a public area.
yeah,
with a lot of people.
and scream and say, Pierre told me to do this.
No. Okay. Listen. Don't listen to any of them. I guess. Okay. I'm gonna unmute Skeletor. I'll unmute Hawsse as well. All right. Listen. This is how we're gonna actually end this stream. Okay.
Listen, we
long-
need to solve this
long
sexual tension between me and Hawsse.
Shut the fuck
Like,
up. No, we don't
Shut
need-
the fuck up.
Shut up. No one cares. We need that to keep going. Okay. This is how we're gonna end the stream. Alright. So long live.
It's our ending.
Listen, long live the pan-Slavic syndicalist technate, and long live. No, sorry. Death to white America, and we must build a rapper.
That's to suburban white America.
We need to build
To
the
suburban white America.
aristocracy of the ghetto.
Yes.
Is that what you want? Yeah.
Yes, aristocracy of the ghetto.
Avant-garde of gangster rappers.
Yes.
No, of mumble.
Tupac
Yeah.
is real successor
All
to
of
the
them-
Nuncio.
Yes.
And they all get to say the N-word.
Nigger,
Biggie Smalls, but an integralist.
Biggie Smalls, but futurist.
Yes.
Biggie Smalls, but like white.
Well, I
Biggie
mean,
Smalls,
saying
but big.
Futurist Biggie Smalls is redundant. Let's be real here.